All right, we just finished our first client. We're getting ready for client number 2. She's coming in for a Hydroglow facial. Let's take a look at her intake form. Occupation, she's an interior designer, 25. Didn't see contact name and phone number. Hasn't taken Accutane in the last year. She's not on any retinols. Understands that if she is ever on retinols, to be off of them. 7, sometimes 10 days, depending on what kind of facial we're doing. No allergies, no current skin or health conditions, not on any medications. Product she's currently using, and this could have been what she filled out the very first time I saw her, so there's a possibility that a lot of this has changed. But on the time of filling out this form, she was using a Vanny Cream Gentle Cleanser and the La Roche-Posay Triple Repair Moisturizer. Not pregnant, not breastfeeding, no Botox or filler in the last 30 days, no metal implants. The last facial she got was her very first facial. For sun exposure, she put moderate. For what she thinks her skin type is, she put dry. And what she would like to achieve from her facial: unclog pores, get rid of dead skin, moisturize, reduce fine lines. Understands to come to her appointment with no makeup or jewelry on, not to do any waxing, 72 hours prior to appointment, to be careful depending on what we do, but after the facial as well. She understands the concept of purging, no discount code, knows what to do when she arrives, and that's about it. So actually, I didn't do this for my last client, but I meant to go into my notes and see maybe what we did last time. That's something I do right before I see every client. I look at their intake form and then I look at my notes, what I wrote, so I know if there was any bad reactions or anything like that. Her last facial with me was in September. So today is her first facial. Said her skin was irritated and bumpy. From dermatologist recommended she use a salicylic face wash, and she was using it every day. Was over exfoliating and doesn't seem to have oily skin, so I'm not sure why that would have been the dermatologist's first choice. Today will be a complete reset. Send her home with home care recommendations, and today we're doing a hyaluronic hydroglow. When she was younger, a dermatologist told her she might have the beginning stages of rosacea, but it was never finalized or diagnosed. Use Mandelic powder for mask today. Home care recommendations: vitamin veil, lipid replacing cleansing gel, Amendola SPF, blueberry or white willow mist, Serum 71, Chronocom, Aquaporn or Tranquilly cream, and even Rosie's relief cream for the rosacea, but I would like for her to get diagnosed with that. For next visit, I put either a Hydroglow alone or with a peel, or the Oxygen RX treatment, and I recommended to see her back in 4 to 6 weeks. That was a really lengthy note. I tend to write pretty detailed notes because it just helps me. I wouldn't remember any of this stuff. So interesting. Sometimes people come in from the dermatologist. I have a love-hate relationship with it. Sometimes I'm like, why are you using this? Your skin, there's other ingredients that I would prefer you on, but they are the doctor and I am not, so I also could be wrong. Maybe there was a reason and she was over exfoliating tremendously. So that is my next client. I'm gonna make sure the room is all clean and set up for her, and I'll see you back soon.
Wash right before you came. Did you wash this morning? Not washed it. The last thing I did was put on moisturizer last night. Okay. It might still be on my skin. Okay, cool. A little congested. Yeah. I just feel kind of like a little bumps going on. So what that will help, but what's going to help a ton is exfoliating. Is there an exfoliator in your regime or not? No. Which is totally fine. So that's what is building up. It's dead skin that's just racking up in the pores because I introduced too much to my skin at once. So like, what do you recommend I start with, the exfoliator first or the oil? Are super fine to start to get them that had a very active ingredient in it. Then I'd be like, okay, let's wait. Oil cleanser is so nourishing and gentle and hydrating that you can do anything else with it. So the exfoliator, it's a really milky, like form of a cleanser, but you wouldn't use it every day. of those days out of the 3, you can leave it on like a mask before you hop in the shower for like 7 minutes. Little baby acids in it, but not salicylic acid, because we don't need you on that. No. Lactic acid, which is very, very hydrating and very brightening. And then it has a dose of mandelic acid, which is also very brightening, but it's antibacterial. It'll keep like breakouts away. That's what you put on my skin last night.
I did. You have a good memory. I read your note earlier, and I was like, oh, I used the mandelic on it. Oil cleanse, rinse, go in with your regular cleanser after that to hydrate you up a little bit, give you a fresh exfoliation. We'll suction a bunch of this out, do some extractions, smooth everything. Anything about your skin, like, is that the main thing that's bothering you? Is like the little
Yeah, I
bumpiness?
think just the texture. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's an easy